Hello, my dear friends, my sisters in the faith, and welcome back to Dr. Hester Speaks, a Women of Integrity ministry channel. Welcome back, subscribers, and a hearty welcome to my new subscribers. Welcome to the Women of Integrity community. If you're tuning in to the channel for the first time, please be sure to hit the subscribe button right below this video frame. And also hit the like button at any point during the video because it helps the channel as well. And it helps us to produce more content to support women. My name is Dr. Hester, and I'm a life coach, I'm an educator, I'm a conference speaker and an author, and this channel is dedicated to developing women of integrity, all for the glory of God. Because we believe His word that says that He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. He knitted together your most innermost parts, and He gave you a divine purpose, a divine passion, and a divine path. And He wants you to know the truth about your God-given identity. And our goal is to help you facilitate your personal development in those areas. Today we're going to talk about another topic that's dear to my heart: dressing with dignity, classic, modest, and avoiding inappropriate attire. So our goal today is to discuss how we can honor God with our wardrobe. And we want to discuss scriptural standards for dressing in a way that pleases God, because modesty is a virtue. So we want to share biblical insights on women's clothing styles and exactly why this is so important for pleasing God. We're going to discuss timeless wisdom of the Bible when it comes to dressing with dignity. Today we will discuss the importance of classic elegance, modesty, and avoiding inappropriate attire according to biblical principles. In the Bible, we're called to dress in a way that reflects our inner beauty and respect for ourselves and others. Classic and modest attire not only honors God, but it also represents and presents a positive image to the world around us. However, it's essential to be mindful of the pitfalls of inappropriate dressing. Revealing or overly provocative clothing can lead to temptation, distraction, and dishonor to our bodies, which is the temple of the Holy Spirit. So what does the Bible say about Christian women attire? So just a little backstory, because I can remember coming to Christ, and one of the first things that the saints told me was to get rid of those pants. And that's what I did, because I loved God. And anything the saints said you needed to do to be pleasing in the eyes of God, you did it. So let's look into the scriptures to understand God's heart on this matter. In 1 Timothy 2, we are reminded to adorn ourselves with modesty, decency, and good works, rather than with elaborate hairstyles or gold jewelry. So it goes without saying that I also want women to dress modestly, with decency and propriety, adorning themselves not with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothing, but with good deeds appropriate for women who profess to worship God. In 1 Timothy, the Apostle Paul is speaking, and he's addressing Timothy, his young protege and a fellow Christian leader, instructing him on various matters related to the church in Ephesus. The passage is directed towards the women in the congregation in Ephesus, Paul is providing guidance on how women should present themselves and conduct themselves in a manner that reflects their faith and devotion to God. During the period when this letter was written, likely in the 1st century AD, there were specific cultural and societal norms regarding dress and adornment that Paul was addressing. In many ancient cultures, including the Roman and Greek societies of the time, there was a tendency towards ostentatious displays of wealth and status through the elaborate clothing and jewelry and hairstyles. So in this context, some women in the early Christian community may have been influenced by these cultural practices, potentially leading to distractions, divisions, or misunderstandings within the church. Paul's instructions were aimed at encouraging modesty, humility, and a focus on inner qualities rather than external appearances in order to maintain harmony, unity, and a consistent witness to the surrounding culture. By emphasizing modesty, decency, and good works over extravagant adornment, Paul was seeking to guide the women in the Ephesian church toward a lifestyle that reflected the values of the gospel and honored God in a culture that valued outward appearances and material wealth. This passage in Timothy often is interpreted as an exhortation to women to discuss inner qualities rather than external adornment. The emphasis is on modesty, decency, and propriety in dressing, as well as highlighting the importance of good works and a godly character. The mention of not with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearl or expensive clothes is not a blanket prohibition or of wearing jewelry or nice clothing. The key word here is elaborate, which suggests excessive or ostentatious adornment. The focus is on avoiding extravagant, showy displays of wealth or vanity that draw attention away from one's character and devotion to God. The underlying message of this passage is about heart attitude and priorities of the woman who professes to worship God. It encourages women to prioritize inner beauty, modesty, and good deeds over outward appearances and material wealth. It is a call to display a spirit of humility, simplicity, and devotion to God in all aspects of life, including clothing and adornment. So in summary, practical tips for dressing with dignity includes opting for timeless pieces, choosing clothing that is flattering yet modest, and prioritizing comfort and confidence over fleeting trends. Remember, true beauty comes from within and is reflected in how we present ourselves in the world. So thank you for joining me today and exploring the importance of dressing with dignity according to biblical principles. My prayer is that we, you and I, women of integrity, sisters in the faith, all strive to honor God with our choices and reflect His light through our attire. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content on living out our faith in all areas of life. And as always, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And you can visit my website at drhesterspeaks.com. Or you can just go to the links below and click them. So until next time, you stay blessed and keep the light shining. See you next week.